Hi Sandra, Professor Ball here. How's it going? You're going to get another video comment on your paper, so let's get started. The first thing that I do is I look at your MLA format, and I look to see you have your information here and here. Just make sure that it's Carrillo space and then the page number. This is good. And this is good as long as it is not the title of the video that you watched, Living Through Pain. Excuse me. You have a little extra space there, so you would tab up or backspace to get a little bit closer because everything needs to be double spaced. All right. So imagine being on top of the world and everything positive that life could ever offer is happening to you. Now imagine all that slipping through your fingers in an instant. This was the case for six-time Olympic gold medalist Amy Van Dyken. As a young child, Amy, probably Van Dyken would be more formal, unless she's a friend of yours, Van Dyken was encouraged to help treat her asthma through swimming. As she continued to swim throughout the year, she was able to improve immensely, even winning 4 gold medals at her first Olympic game. Amy Van Dyken became the first American woman, AN, because that's many women, you're talking about one, to win that many gold medals in a single Olympic game. Later, she was able to win 2 more medals, accumulating a total of 6 gold medals. However, her whole life changed when, and we know it's her, so just when she, the Olympian, wherever she's from, the San Jose native, got in an ATV accident that left her paralyzed. I think I told you in my comments earlier that I had just watched this video. Throughout her interview on Real Sports with Brian Gumbel, Amy Van Dyken conveys a new adjustment in her life that came with being paralyzed. Through a combination of tone, informative purpose, visual aids, and connection with the audience, David Scott is able to tell the magnificent story of Amy Van Dyken. So this is good. You have good background. You introduce the subject matter. You introduce it even more specifically with the video. Was there a specific title of the... Oh, there it is. Okay. The Uncharted Waters needs to come up close. What doesn't need to, it's better there. So throughout her interview, Uncharted Waters, on Real Sports with Brian Gumbel, blah, blah, blah. Be careful with the repetition of medals and Amy Van Dyken. See if you can think of another way to refer to her and medals. Excuse me. In the program Real Sports with Brian Gumbel's segment, Uncharted Waters, interviewer David Scott's tone is presented as being a mixture of formal and professional, yet empathetic, while interviewing the Olympian, the now spokesperson, something. Through the use of such tones, Scott is able to create a comfortable atmosphere that allows Van Dyken to delve into deeper feelings in regard to her situation. While interviewing Van Dyken near the pool, Scott asks, "You are a superwoman by any metrics, any standard. Is that hard to let go of?" Scott is able to incorporate Van Dyken's success by being compared to a hero and ask her how her current self is dealing with it all. As a result of such a powerful question, Van Dyken is flushed with emotions as no one really had asked her that. By portraying such tones, Scott is able to spark awareness in Van Dyken on how she is really feeling and dealing, preposition choice, with such a drastic transition from success to now being paralyzed. Amy Van Dyken not only has to deal with the constant physical reminder that she is unable to walk, but she also endures constant nerve pain. Good. So you have a good pie paragraph talking about David Scott's tone. All right. David Scott's interview with Van Dyken brings awareness into some of the dark emotions that many people who suffer from spinal injury may be going through. So to support this, it is stated people with spinal cord injuries commit suicide at a rate nearly 5 times the national average. You only need 1 period right there. But not only is Scott's purpose to make viewers realize the negative outcomes, but also that there is also hope as long as you look at the bright side. Be careful with the word "you," because you're making a direct connection with the listener, the viewer, the reader, and it is me, but I'm not looking for hope for the bright side. I mean, I am, but not for your paper. So, but also there's always that hope as long as people, Americans, Olympians, people who are facing problems, look at the bright side. An example of such hope is Amy Van Dyken. As if Amy Van Dyken states, you have to have humor with this, right? If you don't, you lose your shit. You could have just said the word. By viewing her condition in a humorous way, rather than in a sad or depressing manner, Van Dyken is able to motivate and be an inspiration to others. Scott's effective way of demonstrating both sides of Van Dyken's condition allows viewers, especially those that can relate to her, to know that though their body is their own obstacle, that doesn't mean life is over. It simply means you must view it from a different perspective. Okay, so I'll just go back and look at your thesis. So you've talked about tone, information, visual aids. So hold on. So we have tone here. Hang on. Tone, informative purpose. Now, do you mention... Okay, make sure you mention the word purpose. The purpose of David Scott's interview with Van Dyken is to bring awareness into some dark emotion. That way you're better connecting to the prompt. So that was emotion. Then I think you said information. Oh, no, visual aids and connection with the audience. Okay, so this should be visual aids. So throughout the segment, David Scott gives a glimpse into Van Dyken's physical therapy to show viewers all the hard work that she underwent to be where she is now. Amy Van Dyken best describes her journey through therapy as, you don't need a comma there, therapy was awful. You talk about sweating and cussing and bleeding and just screaming. That's what therapy was. During the therapy clips, viewers can't help but feel empathy toward Van Dyken's struggle to do a simple task like crawl. Okay, so incorporating Van Dyken's physical therapy, and here you could say incorporating her physical therapy, and incorporating the mother of two's physical therapy sessions, incorporating the Colorado resident's physical therapy. I don't know where she lives now, but in between interviews, allows the audience to see Van Dyken's struggle, but also see her determination and perseverance to complete the task given to her. Van Dyken's self-determination and positive attitude has inspired many, especially those in the disabled community. David Scott's interview with Amy Van Dyken is not only focused toward people with disability, but to everyone. Scott shows his audience that a superwoman can be anyone. Scott states, Amy Van Dyken has become a vocal member and supportive member of the physical disabled community. Scott is able to show his audience how a woman's journey from fame at Olympic Games to an accident leaving her paralyzed has not stopped her from being the superwoman that she was. Dyken's vocal support to educate the challenges that people with physical disabilities undergo helps the rest of us become knowledgeable and conscious of the different obstacles people with disabilities live every day. The segment Uncharted Waters, interviewer David Scott. Okay, so in the segment Uncharted Waters, interviewer David Scott is able to effectively tell the story of Amy Van Dyken in combination with his tone, informative purpose, visual aids, and connection to the audience. David Scott effectively tells her story. Scott's tone allowed him to build a comfortable environment for her, Van Dyken, to talk about her. His purpose to inform viewers of both negative and positive outcomes of people with spinal injuries helps people understand the lives, lots of people here, Sandra. So, his purpose to inform viewers of both negative outcomes of people with spinal injuries helps others understand more of the lives of those who have spinal injuries. And just watch the repetition with spinal injuries. Incorporating clips of Van Dyken's therapy visually helps people see how hard therapy really is, as well as emotionally connect with Van Dyken. Lastly, sharing, I don't want to share anywhere, story to the many viewers helps inspire, motivate others who, like her, are disabled, that they are two superheroes. So this means there's one superhero and he's doing something, like the superhero's cape. But you're talking about more than one superhero, so you don't need the apostrophe. All right. So this is well written and it responds to the prompt, except there is one part of the prompt, it's at the very end, and it didn't go in the video, but I did mention it, is you want to see what other people are saying about the topic. So either what other people are saying about that type of therapy or Amy Van Dyken or something that connects. Your works cited page, this is fine, but it would be something more like this. So let me show you. Oops, hold on. So what it would be, and this is on the handout where the prompt is. So Scott, David, Uncharted Waters. And I don't think it's going to let me do italics here. Real sports. It's not going to let me do italics, but this needs to be italicized. Real sports with Bryant Gumbel, HBO, not italicized. Let's say it came out in January 17th, 2018. Then you have the URL, and then you have the date you found it. Let's just say that was May 1st, 2018. And this is all the information you need, but it would look like this, with the information all the way on the far left-hand side, and then the rest of it here and here and here. So you did a good job. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.